Hi singers, and welcome to a little prep for your nationals appearances. You of course know Dr. Suzanne Wright. I'm Joey Oberhoffner. We're happy to offer you a little bit of advice as we go into the nationals, as you represent Team Alberta on the national stage here at the Deerfoot Inn and Casino in a few weeks. So
we're hoping you're going to listen to us because we do have the criteria right in front of us, and this is what we have been judging you on. So we'd like to offer up these hints. What you choose to do with them is entirely up to you, but the people who listen to us do go further.
Now, I should point out, we are not going to take advantage of this several-minute-long video to teach you how to be good singers for a couple of reasons. First of all, because that's simply not possible. You can't do that in a couple of minutes. And secondly, because by virtue of the fact that you've made it this far, you're already good singers. Now, good doesn't mean great automatically, and it doesn't mean a trip to Finland. But hopefully, if you listen to the tips we offer you here, you can steal a couple points here or there, and a couple points can be the difference between third and first.
Absolutely.
All right, so with that said, I'm going to get us started, and I'm going to talk about the first category, which is vocals. And there are 5 sub-points under vocals. And the first one is quality of voice. Now, this is dealing with the richness of your voice, the depth of your voice. Now, some of this is just the reality of what you were born with, but there are ways in which you can get the most out of your instrument. The first and most important is to make sure that you are thinking tall when you sing, which means raising your soft palate, which is the soft part near the back of the top of your mouth, and dropping your jaw. You can do this with your lips closed, like this, so you don't even have to yawn like this, but it's a good way to practice it, is with a wide open yawn. You're going to want to make sure your mandibular joint, which is right in front of your ears, is open. When you do that, you'll feel it physically create a dent. And you'll want to raise your eyebrows a bit. You don't have to look surprised, but it does help actually keep the pitch spinning and properly placed. So, with that said, the other way to ensure richness of the voice, and we're going to talk about this a little bit more in depth with a doctor who specializes in that sort of thing, but that is to support your sound more fully. So, if you have your soft palate raised, your eyebrows up, your jaw unhinged, and you are supporting the sound, you're going to get a full, rich, and beautiful sound, and that might steal you a point or two in quality of voice. The next thing we talk about is going to be mastery of voice, which says the development of the voice through practice and training to attain a higher level of proficiency and virtuosity. Now, not virtue, which is something I'm a paragon of, but virtuosity, which is to say your actual ability as a singer. Now, we don't know when you come up on stage whether you have taken a great amount of singing lessons or not. All we can look for is the type of habits that would indicate to us that this is something you have worked on, whether it's at home alone in your garage or whether it's with a teacher. So some of the things we might look for in this category is the way in which you're holding your body. You are, of course, acting at the same time because this is a karaoke competition, but your back should be straight no matter what position you're in so that you can properly support the sound. We're going to be looking to make sure your chest and shoulders aren't rising, because that's an indication that you're not breathing properly. And if you've worked on your voice at all, you'll know that breathing is the #1 thing that you have to master before anything else. We'll be looking for things like your facial expression. We'll be looking for things like your song selection. And we'll be looking for things like attention to dynamics and phrasing. That's your louds and your softs, or the way in which you go on to a stream of thought and then take a breath at the end of it, rather than taking a breath in the middle of it. So those are all evidence of a thinking musician, and a thinking musician is always going to be able to steal a couple points and possibly move on because of it.
I'm starting to feel like Joey's been rehearsing some of this. Okay, so range, ability to hit low notes and high notes and to glide smoothly through different ranges without strain. This one's a bit of a bugbear of mine, I've got to say. It's about keeping the air spinning. How many of you have heard me tell you that? So that you can flow from your low voice right up to your high voice. You do produce the sound finally in different places, and the air does have to move from each space in your face to make it a better sound. So when we make the low sound, oh, we really want that to echo down through here and to feel those vibrations. When we make the mid-tone, we want that to echo through the face in the front of the mask, but not too much in the mask because I don't like that either. But it needs to be off the hard palate. And when we make the high sound, we want that to echo from straight up so that it echoes through the sinus chambers. It's all very well and good to have those three sounds. It's blending those three sounds together that's really important. And the air needs to move to blend those sounds together. A good way to practice it is through the hum. To hum from low to mid to high. To listen to where those natural breaks are, because we all have those natural breaks, and to start to blend them by humming over them or using lip trills if you've practiced with lip trills before. I'm not very good at lip trills, to be brutally honest with you, but they are an excellent technique. But if you can hum in a circle from low to mid to high and back down around again, you are strengthening that tone. The next one is dynamics. Another bugbear of mine. Use of quieter and louder volumes as appropriate. Variance of volume throughout performance. Dynamics is what makes the difference between a good singer and a great singer. You can really perform by becoming louder and becoming quieter, by pulling your audience in and pushing them away. So practice anything that you can do with speech, you should be able to do with singing. So we need to be able to pull the audience in, and as I said, push the audience away. Make them come into you, make them listen to you, and then make them move back as you become much, much louder. Practice in speech first, and then bring it into singing. Oh gosh, I got 3 in a row, Joey. Timbre, the ability to sing richer, deeper timbres, as well as softer, sweeter tones, variance of colours throughout the performance. Again, what makes the difference between a good singer and a great singer? So use what you've got, echo spaces. Your face is your instrument, and that is where your echo spaces are. So to make the difference between a sweet, soft tone and a rich, dark tone it's about moving the air and keeping the air moving. Practice it with ah, and practice getting those sounds that you really want in vowels before you start looking for all the different words that you've got to fit into those same spaces. Okay, good. Thank you.